Is it really possible to have an online spending account that pays you 9% interest? That's what EtherFi claims to offer. And in this presentation, we're going to break down exactly how EtherFi works, where the yield comes from, how safe it is, and whether or not it's a legitimate opportunity or just another DeFi marketing ploy. So what is EtherFi? EtherFi is a platform where you deposit Ethereum and receive tokens like EETH or WEETH that represent your stake. The tokens automatically earn interest from the Ethereum network of staking. You can stake on your own, or you can use this platform collecting that interest. You have stake, liquid vaults, and cash products. The cash product is a Visa-backed card for spending while you're earning, and you can delegate where that spending comes from. Liquid vaults are different tokens that you can collect interest on, and staking is, like I mentioned, staking Ethereum. They're currently managing billions of dollars in deposits and one of the leading platforms in lending. So how does EtherFi generate that 9% yield? So currently you can stake your ETH on the network and you can collect 3 to 4%. So they're taking advantage of that. They also have restaking. So your staked ETH is restaked to secure other decentralized services. That provides an additional 2 to 3%. And then they offer incentives and partnerships, which can add 1 to 3%. Those come and go. So take advantage of them while they're there. And in combined, that's 8 to 10%. Currently, I think it's like 13 that you can get. So it will vary depending on these different strategies. They also have a stablecoin product. So EtherFi offers EUSD that works similarly to depositing Ethereum. You would take things like USDC, USDT, or DAI, deposit them, and you would receive EUSD, which is a token that will earn interest for you automatically. How do they generate that interest? They are lending out to DeFi markets like Aave or Compound, other protocols as well. They also get strategic yield generating vaults that can produce interest as well. And occasionally they'll also incentivize these with 1 to 2% to encourage people to take advantage of that. The nice thing about it is it's pegged to the dollar, so you don't have the volatility of Ethereum, you just have that interest coming in. So how safe is your money? EtherFi has gone through independent audits. They're using most of the common protocols for depositing their tokens. So if you trust Aave, Compound, things like that in the DeFi space already, you can feel pretty comfortable. Although DeFi is been around for quite a while, there's still smart contract risks. So they have a bug bounty if there's anything found. Ethical hackers can find risks and get paid to find those things and secure EtherFi in that way. Unlike banks, there's no FDIC insurance, so use at your own risk. EtherFi does not hold the private keys, so they're deposited into smart contracts. So if you trust smart contracts, you can trust EtherFi to a certain degree. EtherFi also has a token. So the ETHFi token works independently from these other things. You are collecting interest on the whole protocol. So in that 9%, 10%, 13%, whatever you're getting, part of that interest is taken out and given to the ETHFi protocol. So if you hold ETHFi, what ETHFi will do, or the ETHFi token, if you hold the ETHFi token, ETHFi will buy a percentage based on how much they can generate. They will buy ETHFi tokens and distribute them. They don't burn like BNB or other protocols that you've seen burning their tokens. So the supply is the supply. They will just buy it on the market and distribute it. So there's that as well. And I think that's a pretty low percentage currently. But if you think the total value locked will grow, maybe it's something you can look into in the future. Currently, they have 4.5 billion locked up, mostly in Ethereum, like I've said before. Stablecoins are growing slowly. And they're generating $30 to $40 million in annual revenue. Now, part of that is going to buy the ETHFi token and distribute to the ETHFi holders. So if you want to take advantage of the protocol, that's how you would do that. If the TVL grows, total value locked grows, that 30 to 40 million will grow as well. And the percentage that you own, if it remains steady, will also grow as well as it receives that interest for the ETHFi tokens. So what are some common questions? Can you use ETHFi in every country? Mostly yes. There are restrictions. US citizens are not allowed to use the stablecoin. Now you can stake the ETH and get a card depending on the state that you live in, but the stablecoins are off limits. Hopefully they change that soon, because that is a great addition to the whole DeFi component of this. If you stake your ETH, can you still use your tokens? Yes, you can actually restake those tokens. So you can use them in other places. Feel free to go out and find the best ways to use those. How does EtherFi pay such a high yield compared to banks? Well, a bank is normally lending out cash that has been given to them by a party. There's different kinds of risks for banks. So if they lend out $1 million to a company, they're going to charge them 7, 8, 9, 10%. They're going to give you 1 or 2, but the risk is that they don't pay back that loan. So in DeFi, it works a little bit differently, where you have collateral that is covering the cost of the loan. So it's a little bit different, which rewards the people for depositing money in a different way. What's the main risk for EtherFi? My concern is smart contract risk. You never know what you don't know. So if you are investing in this platform, you're putting your cash to work, or your crypto to work, expect that there's things that you may not know. And when your Ethereum is gone, or your crypto is gone, it's gone forever. So take that into consideration. Now, some people were asking about the Visa card that is attached to this. How do they handle transactions that are fraudulent? If you are familiar with a credit card, you understand that if you pay for something that let's say you didn't receive, you can call Visa and have them sort it out. It works somewhat similarly to EtherFi. You'd have to contact them for support. But the dilemma is that with Visa, they're creating a credit account. This is taken directly out. So if you spend money on your EtherFi card, that money is gone. It happens instantaneously, disappears. Whereas Visa creates a credit, so they have control over it. So I personally would like to see some sort of credit come to this market if they were able to partner with a Visa and offer some sort of credit. So there's this lag in when the money is taken out from the vaults. That would be preferential to me, so you could sort out the fraud component. May not pay as high, but that's part of it. And so final assessment, is EtherFi worth it? EtherFi, to me, seems like a pretty good deal. On Ethereum, that's up to you. It depends on how you want to trade. If you're holding for the long term, 8 to 10% is pretty nice. Stablecoin seems like a no-brainer. I know that there's a lot of places you can get higher rates, but this seems pretty straightforward to collect 8 to 10% on stablecoin. So if you're in a country that is capable, I think it's a pretty good idea to deposit some cash in there, as long as you're willing to lose it. The risks, I'm definitely concerned about smart contract risks. I am not an expert. I do not know all the ins and outs of smart contracts. You have to be concerned with market volatility. You're depositing your Ethereum, it goes up, it goes down, you want to sell it, you're locking it into a contract for a period of time, and there are fees for taking it out. And then I think that there's limited fraud protection, so not as good as I'd like it to be. So if I was to use this account, I personally probably would not use the Visa card, because I don't plan on spending. I'd rather just use an actual Visa card and then pay off the account. That seems more reasonable to me. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a good deal? Do you think this is a good investment? What are your thoughts on EtherFi? Leave some comments and let me know, and look forward to seeing you in the next one.